Well, guys, well, Mr. Downtown Ray Melo, you're listening to the Entertainment Report on iHeartRadio, live from Dubai for Friday, June 19th, 2020, delivering some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo, that's RAYMELO, on Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to the show anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for the Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman learns about the villainous and all-powerful Darkseid in the first teaser trailer for Zack Snyder's Justice League. Snyder released a clip on Twitter Thursday. The film, also known as the Snyder Cut, is the filmmaker's version of the 2017's Justice League, which was ultimately handled by Joss Whedon. Wonder Woman discovers an ancient painting of Darkseid as a speech made by Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor from 2016's Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice plays. Darkseid then appears amid a fiery background. Darkseid was not featured in Whedon's Justice League. Snyder, who helmed the 2013 Man of Steel and Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice, suffered a family tragedy when his daughter died by suicide after principal photography was finished on his version of Justice League. Whedon was then hired to write and direct reshoots. Zack Snyder's Justice League, which will feature brand new scenes and a different story, is coming to HBO Max in 2021. Ben Affleck as Batman, Henry Cavill as Superman, Jason Momoa as Aquaman, Ezra Miller as The Flash, Ray Fisher as Cyborg, and Amy Adams as Lois Lane also star. Snyder also said on Twitter that fans can expect to learn more about the film at DC Fandom, an upcoming virtual event that will take place on August 22nd. The event will have new footage and announcements for other DC films, Wonder Woman 1984, The Batman, and more. Jimmy Kimmel, who has been taping his ABC talk show from his home during the coronavirus pandemic, says he's taking the summer off. He announced on Thursday, "Tonight is my last news show, summer off to spend even more time with my family. I've been doing this job for almost 18 years. I've done 3,130 shows, and there's nothing wrong. My family is healthy. I'm healthy. I just need a couple of months off. So while I'm gone, a cavalcade of kind and cable people will be filling in for me. I think you are going to be very happy with them. They're going to be guest hosting the show." Kimmel's announcement also featured a cameo by actor Matt Damon, with whom Kimmel has had a long and comical feud. Damon appeared behind Kimmel wearing a bathrobe and pulling down a face mask to sip a drink. The Ford vs. Ferrari and Jason Bourne star then complained he had been in another part of the house for the past 3 months, waiting to be a guest on Kimmel's show. Kimmel asked, "You've been in that bedroom for 3 months. Why?" Damon replied, "Because we have to leave the studio." Kimmel wanted to know, "I know we had to leave the studio. Why did you have to leave the studio?" Damon says, "Maybe you've heard of something called the coronavirus." Kimmel says, "I mean, why? You know what? Never mind. You're not smart enough to understand." Damon inquired, "I'm not smart enough to understand. Why is the only book on your shelf Tori Spelling's Storytelling?" Kimmel insisted, "What's wrong? That's a very good book." Damon says, "I read it 3 times. I got less every time I read it." Kimmel's wife, Molly, then snuck out of Damon's bedroom. Kimmel said, "That's my wife. Why was my wife in that room?" Damon says, "Why do you think she's in that room?" Walking away, he added, "Molly, get your mask on. I'm on my way." The names of the guest hosts lined up for the summer's episodes of Jimmy Kimmel Live have not been disclosed yet. Earlier this week, Kimmel confirmed he has signed on to host the 72nd Emmy Awards ceremony on September 20th. He previously hosted the 64th and 68th Emmy Awards Gala, which honor excellence in television. And a related story, the Television Academy has announced that it's increasing the number of nominations in the comedy and drama categories from 7 to 8 for the Emmy Awards. Paired performer categories such as supporting actor comedy and supporting actress comedy will have partially in a number of nominations, the Television Academy said Wednesday. The Television Academy announced that the number of nominees for the other categories will be determined based on the number of submissions received. A category that receives between 1 and 19 submissions will have between 0 and 4 nominees. A category that receives 20 to 80 submissions will receive 5 nominations, followed by 81 to 116 submissions receiving 6 nominations. 164 to 240 submissions receive 7 nominations, and over 240 submissions receiving 8 nominations. The rule changes comes as Emmy submissions from 2020 have increased by 15% over the last year. Television Academy Chairman and CEO Frank Sherma said in a statement, the increase in submissions is a reflection of the number of new voices, new television platforms, and a tremendous growth in content from existing platforms across the industry. He continued, despite production suspension resulting from COVID-19, there is a wealth of excellence work submitted for this year's competition. Amazon Studios has acquired the rights to a voter suppression documentary featuring Georgia activist Stacey Abrams. Liz Garbus and Lisa Cortez directed the documentary, which has not been titled. Amazon plans a theatrical release for the film later this year, after which it will stream on Prime Video. The film looks at voter suppression, including law voters may not even realize would prevent them from casting a ballot. Abrams said in a statement, the failure of state leaders in Georgia and other states across the country to protect the rights of voters, as seen in the 2018 elections and 2020 primaries, must be exposed and must be stopped. As the 2020 elections approaches, this documentary will help voters realize the power of their voices, and it will inspire them to overcome the obstacles of voter suppression. Abrams was the Democratic leader in the Georgia House of Representatives for 7 of her 11 years in the state legislature. She launched the Fair Fight program for voter rights after the 2018 election, during which she contested her gubernatorial opponent Brian Kemp's purging of voters. Abrams has been mentioned as a potential running mate for former Vice President Joe Biden, who is running against GOP President Donald Trump in the November 3rd elections. Hoda Kotb says she's bummed about postponing her wedding. The 55-year-old television personality appeared with her Today co-host Savannah Guthrie on Thursday's episode of The Ellen DeGeneres Show, where she gave an update on her wedding to her fiancé Joel Schifferman. Kotb said her wedding to Schifferman will likely be postponed due to the COVID pandemic. Kotb says it was a destination wedding, which would mean people getting on planes. We were kind of holding out to see what could happen, but the destinations we're going to is turning into one of the hot spots. Kotb said she and Schiffman plan to marry at their favorite destination. The star says it looks like we may have to postpone. We're kind of bummed about it because the place we were going was like our favorite place on earth. We love it there. She added, I know we should say who cares. It doesn't matter, but we've waited a long time, so I'm hope that we get the chance. I don't know when, but it will definitely be postponed. Kotb and Schiffman got engaged in Mexico in November. The couple have 2 daughters, Haley Joy, 3, and Hope Catherine, 14 months. On Ellen, Kotb and Guthrie also discussed their partnership on Today and how the health crisis has confirmed that they are in the right fit. Kotb was named Guthrie's new co-anchor in 2018 following Matt Lauer's dismissal. Guthrie said, we miss each other so much that we actually call during the commercials and talk, and then we text through the whole show. Me and Hoda, we are the right match for each other. Netflix is giving a glimpse of its new series, Curse. The streaming service shared a trailer for the show Thursday featuring Catherine Langford as Nimue, the future Lady of the Lake. Curse is a reimagining of the Arthurian legend told from Nimue's perspective. The series is based on Frank Miller and Thomas Wheeler's illustrated novel. The preview shows Nimue wielding the legendary sword Excalibur. She says the legend says this sword belonged to the one true king. But what if the sword chooses a queen? Curse is created by Miller and Wheeler, who serve as executive producers. The series co-stars Devin Terrell as Arthur and Gustav Skarsgård as Merlin. Netflix previously shared first look photos for the show in May. Curse premieres July 17th. Sarah Paulson said on Jimmy Kimmel Live that she will wear prosthetics to portray the late Linda Tripp on FX's American Crime Story Season 3. The 3rd season will explore former President Bill Clinton's impeachment trial and the Monica Lewinsky scandal that took place between 1998 and 1999. Tripp, who worked as a White House secretary during the administration of President George H.W. Bush and worked in the Clinton administration 1993 and 1994, is credited with helping expose Clinton's affair with Lewinsky. Paulson told Kimmel on Wednesday, "This is going to require a lot of things. I'll be wearing a lot of prosthetics and biotransformational accoutrement." Paulson says that she was not able to meet Tripp before she died at the age of 70 in April. The actress says, "I don't know if I ever would have met Linda or if Linda would have ever opened to do anything like that, but I got as many text messages when she passed away as if I had died. It was weird because I had been spending so much time reading all these books and working with a dialect coach. I was immersed in this, and it was a very wild thing. It really did make me sad." Paulson also says that production on American Crime Story Season 3 was postponed because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Clive Owen will star as Clinton, Beanie Feldstein as Lewinsky, Annalee Ashford as Paula Jones, and Billy Eichner as Matt Drudge, and are also set to star in American Crime Story Season 3. American Crime Story is an anthology series that premiered on FX in 2016. The first season followed the murder trial of O.J. Simpson, while the second season followed the murder of Johnny Versace. Rachel Lindsay says she hated the timing of Matt James's casting as the first Black Bachelor. The 35-year-old television personality weighed in on James's casting during Wednesday's episode of Watch What Happens Live. Lindsay is the first and only Black woman to star in The Bachelorette. She said she is excited about James landing The Bachelor, but wishes it hadn't followed George Floyd's death. Lindsay says, "I'm excited that there's a Black Bachelor, but I hated the timing of it because it does seem like a reaction to what is happening in our country." Floyd was a 46-year-old Black man, died May 25th in Minneapolis while being restrained by a white police officer who knelt on his neck. Lindsay says, "Did a man have to die in such a public way on a national stage for you to say now is the time for us to have a Black Bachelor? That's what I hate. It's taking away from this moment." Lindsay has been critical of the Bachelor franchise largely white cast and says this month that she will no longer associate with the franchise if it doesn't take steps to diversify. She said on Watch What Happens Live, "What I wanted was some acknowledgement and some recognition that they've been wrong and part of the problem, and that they're going to vow to take the necessary changes that bring more diversity internally and to more contestants of color on the show." Lindsay, who starred in The Bachelorette Season 13, says there was a racist contestant in her show. She said she's fighting for producers to do a better job of vetting contestants. Lindsay says you need a person of color in the decision room making choices so that doesn't happen to them. James was announced as the next Bachelor this month. Alanis Morissette has released an acoustic version of her hit song Ironic. The 46-year-old singer-songwriter shared a recording of the live performance Thursday. Morissette performed the song March 3rd at Shepherd's Bush in London. The new version of Ironic appears on a digital reissue of Morissette's 1995 album Jagged Little Pill. Morissette will release the reissue June 26 in honor of the album's 25th anniversary. She tweeted Thursday, excited to announce a special digital reissue of Jagged Little Pill will be coming out on June 26 to celebrate the 25th anniversary. It includes a live acoustic performance from Shepherd's Bush in London this past March 2020. It's such a memorable show, and I can't wait to share. Morissette will release restored music videos in 4K resolution for the Jagged Little Pill singles next week as part of the celebration. In addition to concert film, Jagged Little Pill Live will stream June 28th on YouTube at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Morissette was to embark on the Jagged Little Pill anniversary tour this summer, but postponed the venture to 2021 due to the coronavirus pandemic. The singer reflected on the album's impact during an appearance on The Late Late Show with James Corden this month. Morissette says, "I think what was happening, unbeknownst to me, unwittingly, as I was writing about my own human experience. It was giving permission in some way to those who were listening to it to have their own human experience and not apologize for anything like anger or sadness or depression or mental challenges or anything." She added, "I think it just said it's okay to be human." Morissette will release her 9th studio album, Such Pretty Forks in the Road, on July 31st. And finally, here are the top 10 songs on the Billboard Hot 100 singles charts for the week of June 20th. Number 10, Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande with Rain on Me. Number 9, Roddy Ricch with The Box. Number 8, Dua Lipa with Don't Start Now. Number 7, St. John with Roses. Number 6, Drake with Tootsie Slide. Number 5, Justin Bieber featuring Quavo with Intentions. Number 4, Doja Cat featuring Nicki Minaj with Say So. Number 3, The Weeknd with Blinding Lights. Number 2, Megan Thee Stallion with Savage. And the number 1 song on the Billboard Hot 100 singles charts for the week of June 20th, The Baby featuring Roddy Ricch with Rockstar. And that is your entertainment report for Friday, June 19th, 2020. I'm your host, Mr. Downtown Ray Melo. I'll be back on Monday to deliver some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo. That's RAYMELO. On Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to this episode or any previous episodes of The Entertainment Report anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Everyone have a great weekend. Good night, and God bless you all.